You've seen them on YouTube. You've seen them on TikTok. Supercars, roaring, glowing, impossible machines that feel like they came straight out of a dream. But behind all that noise and drama, there's a lot of myth. People say they're impossible to maintain, that they break down every weekend, that only millionaires can afford them, and that buying one is basically financial suicide. But what if most of that isn't true? What if the real story, the one mechanics actually see behind the garage doors, is a lot more surprising? Today, we're pulling back the curtain and breaking down 7 supercar myths, debunked by the people who actually fix them. 1. Supercars are always unreliable. Let's start with the big one. Everyone's heard the horror stories. The early 2000s were wild times for exotic engineering. Lots of power, not much reliability testing. But modern supercars? They're a different breed. Mechanics who work on these cars every day will tell you. Brands like Audi, Porsche, and even Ferrari have gotten much better. The electronics are more stable. The engines last longer. And manufacturing is finally as good as the price tag. What actually causes the majority of issues? Neglect. These cars hate sitting still. They're designed to be driven. Oil dries out, seals crack, batteries drain. All because people buy them as trophies, not tools. A well-maintained 911 turbo will outlast most reliable SUVs. An R8 can do 100,000 miles if you actually drive it. So no, supercars aren't always unreliable. People just use them wrong. 2. They're too expensive to maintain. This one's half true, but misunderstood. Yes, supercars are expensive to service. You can't just roll into your neighborhood mechanic with a Ferrari key. Labor is specialized, and parts can cost thousands. But here's what most people don't realize. Not all supercars are built equal. Mechanics love cars like the Audi R8 or the Nissan GT-R, because they share parts with more common models. An R8 uses the same oil filters as other V10 Audis. The GT-R's drivetrain is built to last through track abuse. Compare that to, say, an early 2000s Maserati or a 458 Itars. And yeah, you'll see why some bills can hit 5 figures. But here's the truth. If you buy smart, with records, and you do regular maintenance, you can own a genuine supercar for less yearly cost than some people spend keeping a Range Rover alive. So when people say it's too expensive, what they really mean is, it's not a Corolla. 3. Supercars can't be daily driven. This is one of those myths that used to be true. Back in the 90s, sitting in a Lamborghini was like being trapped in a carbon fiber oven. Zero visibility, clutch heavier than your gym workout, and turning radius of a school bus. But today, that's changed completely. Mechanics who drive these cars for testing say the same thing. Supercars have become shockingly comfortable. A McLaren 570S has adaptive suspension softer than some BMWs. A Porsche 911 Turbo feels like a Grand Tourer. Even Ferraris now come with lift systems and quiet modes. Many owners daily their R8s and GTIs without issue. They use them for grocery runs, highway commutes, even rainy days. The only real limit is your own comfort level. If you can handle a little attention and a few stares at traffic lights, you absolutely can daily drive a supercar. 4. They lose all their value instantly. Depreciation, the word every car enthusiast dreads. It's true that most supercars lose value fast when they are new. A $250,000 McLaren might be worth $130,000 in just a few years. Painful for the first owner. But here's the twist. For the second owner, it's a goldmine. Mechanics and brokers know this. They see buyers picking up 5 to 10-year-old exotics for less than the price of a luxury SUV. And the cars have already taken the big depreciation hit. From that point, they often hold value, or even go up. Classic Ferraris, manual Lamborghinis, and special editions have become collector's items overnight. So yes, new ones drop fast. But buy at the right time, and you might drive for years without losing a single dollar in resale. The myth isn't that supercars lose value. It's that they always lose value. That part's dead wrong. 5. They're impossible to work on. Here's a myth mechanics laugh at. Yes, they're complex. Yes, you need the right tools and diagnostic software. But impossible? Far from it. In fact, some supercars are built beautifully simply. An R8's engine bay is accessible and logical. An older 911 turbo can be serviced by any experienced Porsche tech. Even Lamborghinis have become more modular over time. The ones that cause headaches? McLarens, mostly because parts are expensive and software is proprietary. But not impossible. Many independent specialists now work on exotics outside of dealerships. That means cheaper labor, faster turnaround, and better transparency. The supercar repair world isn't some secret club anymore. It's just a little more exclusive. If you find the right mechanic. Owning one isn't a nightmare, it's just a relationship. 6. You have to be rich to own one. This is the biggest psychological myth of them all. Supercars were designed for the wealthy, yes. But ownership has changed. Mechanics and enthusiasts know dozens of clients who make regular middle-class incomes and own cars that once belonged to billionaires. How? By buying used. By doing research. By skipping brand new depreciation and choosing models smartly. You can find an early Gallardo, an R8 V10, or a 911 Turbo for under $70,000, sometimes less. That's the same price as a new BMW X5 or Tesla Model Y. Financing, leasing, shared ownership, and even exotic rental clubs have made the dream realistic. The key isn't money, it's mindset. It's understanding that the dream has an entry point. If you're willing to take care of it and respect what you're buying. As one mechanic put it, the people who really appreciate these cars aren't the rich ones. They're the ones who worked for them. 7. They're just for showing off. Maybe the most annoying myth of them all. Sure, some people buy them for Instagram. But talk to anyone who actually drives their supercar, and you'll hear something different. They talk about how it feels. The feedback through the steering. The rawness of a manual. The way an engine note can shake your soul awake. Mechanics see that passion every day. People who bring their cars in. Not because something's broken, but because they just want it perfect. For them, it's not about status. It's about connection. And that's what most outsiders never understand. A supercar isn't just a vehicle, it's an emotion you can touch. A reminder of how far engineering and ambition can go. And that feeling doesn't belong only to the rich. Final thoughts. Supercars used to be mysterious, untouchable symbols of power and excess. But behind all the myths and misunderstandings, they are just machines. Beautifully built, incredibly emotional machines that reward the people who take care of them. Mechanics see it firsthand. The ones who treat them right rarely regret owning them. They don't explode, they don't bankrupt you. They just ask for respect. So the next time someone says, "Those cars are unreliable," or "Only millionaires buy those," remember, the truth isn't that simple. Because owning a supercar isn't about showing off. It's about finally living the dream you used to point at through the glass. If you could own one supercar, not to flex, but to truly drive, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. And as always, drive safe, drive passionate, and never let myths keep you from chasing the dream.